Welcome, everyone. It is so wonderful to be with you today. I am so excited because today we have two amazing guests, and one of them is a new friend. And every time I have heard him, every time I have spoken to him, I have been amazed. It takes a lot to amaze me. So Peter No is one of the smartest businessmen I have spoken to, besides Marcy Preble, who's been my guest on all of these shows since last August. So you know Marcy, many of you, and you'll know her today. So let me tell you about Peter, because I am so thrilled that he's here. I'm so thrilled you're here that I want to tell you everything. And I'm going to read some of this because the numbers are huge, and I don't want to make a slight error. So first of all, you became a senior presidential director in Lifewave in 5 months. You've helped 5 families reach 6-figure incomes in this last year. You have teams in 15 countries. There are 10,000 people in your Lifewave organization with a current volume of 500,000 points per month, which equates to 6 million points per year, which equates to $18 million a year in sales. And he is a nice guy. He is so nice and he is so helpful. And he's going to tell us the secrets to everything today, which is just remarkable. So welcome, Peter No. Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much, Susan. It's a pleasure being here with you and everybody else today.
And next, Marcy Preble. If you know Marcy, you love Marcy. There's no other way about it. She has created the biggest downline, more than 12,000 people in 15 months. And Marcy literally just loves you into it. You're seduced by her sweetness and her affection and her legitimate warmth. And you're just saying to yourself, well, why wouldn't I want to do whatever she's doing? It sounds great. Look how healthy is she, happy. So this is the secret. Welcome, Marcy.
Thank you, Susan. And thank you so much for having me today.
Okay, so Peter and I are going to start by telling you the bad news. So I've just told you what a genius he is, right? And how incredibly he's done in Lifewave. And I'm a pretty smart cookie myself. I've got a really good track record, but Peter and I are going to tell you the truth about how tough it can be out there. We're going to tell you, and then in 5 minutes from now, we're going to tell you why Lifewave's the answer. Okay, Peter, you had some pretty rocky times. Tell us about it, please.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Susan. And I think everyone on all our viewers today can probably resonate. Being in business, obviously there has to be losses for gains, right? So in my very, very early age of 1920, I did not go to college, so I don't have a college degree. So I was forced to go into the entrepreneur lifestyle as an Asian family. My parents kind of forced me to be a self-employed, meaning before I was a barber. So I was really in the service business, owning multiple businesses at a very, very young age with no experience. I grew through that business, but at the same time, I've also learned about time, time, energy, employees, and I made a lot of money in my first, I believe, 7 to 8 years in that business. And then I was introduced to the real estate industry back into a little bit 2006, 2008 era. And I think everybody understood what happened back then. I was introduced to it in the back end of the peak of the real estate. And I literally made a huge mistake by investing into the wrong real estate projects, while at the same time, all my nest egg that I built out in my beauty career, I sold my businesses at the wrong time. Then I took my money into the real estate business into the wrong time. And the reason why I'm sharing this today is because obviously I didn't have the right mentors and the right guidance and the right advice because of being a self-employed. I did not know who to reach out to. Obviously, I knew how to make money, but not knowing how to make money and not learning how to leverage that money and leverage people with that money, or having a system attached to learn how to leverage that money. I never knew that at a young age, and I was still in I was still in my 20s at that time when I lost like millions of dollars. And then through the real estate crash back in 2008, it just kind of wiped me out. And that's I had to kind of go back and learn the business model and kind of humble myself down again to just ask more questions. What could I have done better? Maybe where should I have been in a different industry at that time?
Well, yes,
So
that's
questions.
the point. That's exactly the point. But in case you think that having the right mentors would have saved you, it didn't save me. In case you think that finishing college would save you, that didn't have any effect on me. In case you think that any one of a million things I could talk about would have prevented it, my story is kind of the flip side, but we're here in direct marketing for the same reasons. Because I've run 3 very successful companies, and yet I raised $850,000 at the end of the 1980s, and I opened the business the week of Black Monday. Now, Black Monday is not like Black Friday. It's not the perfect day to buy things at a discount. Black Monday is an unexpected global financial crash. Unexpected global financial crash. So I opened this company with $850,000, and I made the decision very quickly in a year to close the company. There was just literally no point. When I went into direct marketing in the 90s, I was very, very successful. I invested more than I had to invest in Lifewave in July because it was a different kind of company, but I made a fortune in that. And so I already knew when I met Carol and she told me, handing me the patches, she said to me, "You really want to try this?" And God bless Carol Lazar for that. And then I met Marcy, and then I met Peter. This is now why you're here today. And Peter is going to tell you, and Marcy's going to tell you, how they have built the most astounding downline. But because I've been in direct marketing before, I can tell you that this company, this $100 million Lifewave company that's been in business for 16 years, that's as much a factor in success, right? Would you say, Peter?
It's a huge success because number one, we're actually in a health technology space where in today's time, the whole world is getting ready for natural products. And now we're actually going into the frequency space now where non-invasively is the word. Now, obviously in today's times, everyone is looking for an online business where people are trying to minimize their capital outlay. They can work out of their home now without traveling as much, spending more money for their business, and spend more time with their family, their friends, their loved ones, take care of themselves. And also because now the health and the online coming together, there is a huge revolution, a direction for people to kind of like an emerging market that's coming out now, right? And so that has helped us quite a bit in the last year while we were building this business, because everybody now is so afraid of health and they're looking for the best health technology product. But when they find out about our business model, they're just so excited because this is the first time where we can teach like the average person how to create some kind of a residual health, and then at the same time, a residual wealth that's attached to it with our business model. So it's been a beautiful 18 months here, and we're just growing leaps and bounds because we have now something for the masses where people can just resonate. And Susan, who doesn't like to look younger, feel younger, and perform younger, and getting paid every day for that, just to educate people on that, right?
It's really remarkable. So why don't you start with that first level that we're going to talk about today, Peter?
Okay, so I can assume, the first level, and this is not having a job, which is, the first level really is, I'm going to talk about the self-employed, because we have quite a bit of self-employed people here that join us. Now, self-employed is literally a hairstylist, someone that owns a salon, a mechanic, a dentist, even a doctor, right? We're all self-employed, meaning you can own your business, but if you're not there, your business is not going to run. Okay, so you're always changing time for money. So for example, when I had my salons, I had 7 employees, but if I was not there to manage the employees and I had to work 7 days a week to manage them, I could not go on vacations. So literally my first 7 years being in that industry, I never took a time off. I was working 365 days literally out of the year, working into my business. So that's when I first learned, wow, I have to get out of that if I want to be free someday. And I did not want to work there for the rest of my life in 1, 2, or 3. Even the more salons I opened, the less time I really had, because I didn't have that system, or I could not really leverage people because the model was just not there. So that was before I learned about the direct sales industry. So when I was introduced to the direct sales industry a little bit over 15 years ago, when I walked in that door and somebody told me that you can literally help people with this health product, but when you can share this health product, you can do a thing called buy back your time by earning a residual income, when you can learn how to, number one, leverage people. If you're in a business and you cannot leverage people, and there's no systems that you can leverage also, you will always be exchanging time for money. You just have to know that. So then I made it my mission, my goal, to, after my career in the beauty industry, to learn everything about how to leverage people and how to learn how to leverage a system. And that's where the mentorship came in, because where can you find a mentor in today's times if you're not in college or in high school or playing a sport, right? You have to pay for the mentorship. Now, when we joined direct sales, our motto is that if my partners want to teach me what they know, and then they leverage me as a person, and I can teach you what I know, and we all get paid through that system or that concept, that means now we can all work less, but we can get mentored for free, because we're all benefiting from each other's efforts. And that, the moment I learned that, Susan, it was like an aha moment. I literally wanted to jump through the wall, because I was like, wow. So you can really tell me, if even my salon was a network marketing or a direct sales company, and I can leverage my stylist, and they can go out and recruit other stylists, and every time when they do a haircut, I can get a percentage of that. That's when my light went on. So as you can see here on the screen, as a true business owner, you have to own a system. If you do not own the system, and you cannot walk away, when I say walk away, you should be able to walk away a month, 2 months, or 6 months from your business, and your business will still be better and better as you go. If your business cannot operate without you, you do not have a system, you do not have leverage. And this call today is truly to understand the word leveraging, okay? I love that, leveraging. But today's topic is called build, leverage, and duplicate. because those are the 3 words where you have to learn how to build yourself, build your brand, build your body, build your brain, build anything you want, right? But then you have to learn how to leverage what you want to build. So who are you leveraging? What systems are you leveraging today? What mentors are you leveraging? What tools are you leveraging? And then make sure that you have a system that can duplicate, meaning the other people can learn what you've learned. And then the best thing that we have here is we have a stable company that already created an incredible exclusive product that can pay us for that duplication model. And that should be another topic. But
it will be. It
Yes.
will be. But you gave me the perfect intro for my question for Marcy, which is the duplicatable system 331. So Marcy, today we only have time for a brief component, and we're going to be posting the show that you and I did last month that we haven't posted yet on YouTube. That's going to be available probably in the next 6 days. So tell us a little more about 331.
Well, so we needed a system. And actually, Onyx Cole, who is my mentor, right? My free mentor, right? As Peter says, she taught me about 331. And Peter and I talked about it. And once we learned it, we said, this is what we'll duplicate. So the system is patch 3 people a day, follow up with 3 people a day, and invite one to our patching podcast, which are our Zoom calls now. And when we patch 3 a day, we ask a question like, what do you know about stem cells? We give a testimonial and a link like our exposing site, startx39.com, and we send a gift. Because here's the great thing about our technology, the patch works. And we just do that over and over and over again. And that is how we learned a system from Onyx, we fine-tuned it, and then we put it into duplication. And then of course, Peter a year ago said, we will be having plug-in Zoom calls every single day of the week so that that duplication is taught. And that was actually genius. And that is why one day, you know, as he says, you leverage your system and people, and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. So you can walk away in the system and the people continue. And that is true freedom for professional network marketers. I have some friends that are professional network marketers that earn very big money. And they have always told me it's people and system is leverage. So you walk away and do whatever you want in your life. And even as a network marketer in the growth period, Peter and I are in growth, we still do whatever we want when we want to, because our business is mobile. And, you know, I have to say, Susan, this has been the best year and a half of my entire life. It's COVID, my best year and a half. So thanks so much for asking.
And thanks to you, mine too. Thanks to you, mine too. I am having more fun because, as many of you know, I'm a business coach and a life coach. I've been doing it for 22 years. I actually say, Peter, to my clients, you know, you really have to try these Lifewave patches. They've changed my life. And then when they have an interest in it, we're talking about it and they're signing up and buying them. I say, you know, this is a great way for my clients to get a lot of my free time, because you're going to have questions about the patches and you're going to be on the phone with me. You're going to have questions about building your downline. And lo and behold, I'm going to say, you know, how's everything going? And if you tell me about one of your other issues, of course I'll answer. So it's great on every level. So now the next thing we want to talk about, Peter, we want to hear about the investor level. So if you would tell us about that, please.
So the investor level, all it is once you've built your business model or your business, right, with a true system and you're earning residual income. Once you start really earning residual incomes, what is the first thing that you usually do? You have more time. When you have more time, then you can then now take your money and you can take your time and money and learn how to make that money work for you. The problem is before, and when I invested in real estate, I was trying to juggle both, meaning owning my business trying to make money, and then did not know how to become an investor, but I took my money and I just invested it without having a stable business. And then what happened is when this investment went down, I could not keep up with my investment money because my cash flow was hindered. And that killed two of my self-employed business and my investment at the same time. So what did I do in the last 15 years being in direct sales? I had to build up my skills. I built up my network. I built up my people. I've been with multiple companies to learn different skills. And then when I learned that, this time around, and especially with Lifewave, in such a short period of time, we have created so much in sales that created so much in residuals, where now Marcy and I have a lot of time, but we're creating so much cash flow now where it's so secure. We have to learn now how to take that money and take it into the investment world. And now, what is an investment world? It could be anything. You can invest in real estate. You can invest in, silver or gold. You can invest in assets. But this is what an average, I call this a pre-retirement program. Now, the reason why I say we have time, right? And has anybody heard the 40-40-40 rule? You work 40 hours a day, a week, right? For the next 40 years to retire on 40% of your income, right? Now, who wants that? None of us do, right? So I'll give a perfect example. This is called a pre-retirement program. Who wants to work 40 years to earn $1,000 on their 401k or their Social Security these days? No one. But what if you can join our program, learn how to build it, leverage it, and duplicate it? And what if you can earn an extra $250 a week or extra $1,000 a month, right? So you take 250 times 4 weeks is 1,000. Now, if you look at the screen here, how long would it take for someone here to save $240,000 in cash? Put it in the bank. That would take a while. I don't think I've ever saved $240,000 in cash, meaning save it, meaning work for it to save it, okay? Now, the second question is, what bank or what institution is paying out 5% of interest on your investment? Okay, that's another hard thing. But let's just say you do have $240,000 in the bank. Let's just say you are earning 5% and you're making $1,000 in residual. Now, that is a really big deal in today's times, but what if it only took you 3 to 6 months in our program, or even what if it takes you 1 year, Susan, to earn $1,000 a month, $12,000 a year on this? Now, how hard is it to save $240,000? Has anybody worked hard to save $240,000 in 1 year? No. But our program, we have helped. Literally, I think there's hundreds of people that are making this money, like $50, $100, $200. There are tens of us, okay, that are making $1,000 and up a month now, and it took us literally less than a year to do it. And
I have to tell you, even part-time, guys, I was able to accomplish that in about 3 months. $1,000 a month commission from Lifewave in about 3 months. And it's very funny. I was telling one of my friends, I was so thrilled. For pre-Christmas, I actually got $3,000 that month in commissions. And I was telling my friend, she's actually on the phone, right on the video right now. And I said, you won't believe it. She said, well, I know exactly what you got last month, the month before that, the month before that. At this rate, you're doubling every month. So she was more aware of my profitability and my results because she used to work for a bank. So numbers are very important to her. To me, it was the thrill of helping all those people, getting this kind of engagement with people and have it grow. So tell us more, Peter, and I know you're also going to tell us about cycling.
Correct. So I just want everyone to understand, it does take work to build this business. But when you see the results in such a quick way, and remember, we're in a health business, okay? Not only are you getting healthier, but you're learning how to earn wealth. So it's a double bonus. Now, when Marcy and I are in a position where we actually have made now that $10,000 mark in a week. So can you imagine, in less than a year and a half, to build an asset that it's almost equate to about $10 million in the bank, earning about almost 40,000 a month here, something like that in less than a year and a half of building. And to be able to do that and knowing that your people that you've mentored and leveraged, they are doing the same thing. Now you're talking real numbers as far as a business owner and an investor combined now, because this model can combine both, meaning we can teach people truly how to have a walk away business system and become an investor very fast and a stable investor, because this cash flow keeps on coming and keeps on growing, right? And our income literally is growing here every 90 days. It looks like it's almost doubling here because of our growth. And we're excited about that every day.
And the fact that it's worldwide, one of the really remarkable facts about you, Peter, is that you've got teams in 15 countries. I've got teams in 5 countries. And it's really remarkable that Lifewave allows us to work with people all over the world. That is one of the unique aspects of the Lifewave compensation plan. And I think it's an essential one for people to understand. So there are basically no limits. Lifewave is in 100 countries. They add a couple of new countries each year. There are more to go. And there are distribution centers. I think it's 11 distribution centers around the world. It's just amazing. So Peter, why don't we have Marcy talk about the 3 top patches, and then we'll get back to cycling. Is that okay?
That'll work.
Cool, thanks. So Marcy, I think it's important that you now tell everybody about the X39, the Eon, and the Alavita. And there are a lot more patches, but just for today, for people who are watching for the first time.
Sure. So the X39 stem cell activation patch is my favorite. And it actually looks like a Band-Aid, and it sticks right on your body. And inside is actually organic crystal made out of amino acid. And when it hits the heat of your skin, heat and light are the same thing, it actually reflects back a light wave, and it elevates something called GHK copper peptide, which happens to be a peptide in your body that communicates to cells. And the cells that it communicates are to your stem cells that, by the way, at age 60, just quit working and they get old. And they basically dial up those blank stem cells and say, hey, it's time to wake up again. It's time to be young again. And it's time to have our army march again and repair. And so that's what's happening. We are reactivating our own stem cells non-invasively with light. Isn't that great? And so basically those stem cells start to march and repair and start to fix and heal any of your issues. And what we've noticed in the last 15 months, as your issues are getting healed, you look about 10 years younger. Your skin looks better, your hair gets long, you don't get as gray, and the patch works. And that's why, the business has gone from a 30 million a year business to almost 350 million this year with Lifewave. I mean, we're in momentum for sure. The next patch is called Eon. It's the same technology. It once again uses the heat of your skin to activate, which means light. And Eon actually creates, there it is. Eon actually reduces inflammation. And what's interesting, according to David Schmidt, when you wear Eon and X39 together, because Eon's reducing inflammation while the stem cell is repairing, it like turbocharges the stem cell patch to be even more strong. And lastly, Alavita. What woman doesn't want that? Okay, you guys can have it too. but Alavita is like the queen bee jelly peptide. And that is the reason why queen bees live 50% longer than the worker bees, because it's basically increasing those little telomeres on your DNA, the little fingers on your DNA. And when those increase, guess what? You get younger. What we notice is our skin gets baby soft, our necks get soft, and any of you women that have that thing on their neck that they don't like, it goes away, it tightens up. And also it seems to help balance the hormones, which is just lovely. So back to you, Susan.
Thank you so much. So this week I had another Susan Allen brain miracle. My iPhone stopped functioning properly. I figured out how to actually get an Apple person on the phone, which was already genius on my part. And she was trying to explain to me what I had to do, and it didn't work. And I was the one who came up with another option. And she said, yeah, try it. And I did. And my phone started to work again. So as far as I'm concerned, it is not even imaginable that I could have done that 8 months ago before I started using the X39. Not possible. And, you see me, and I've been doing videos that are on my YouTube channel for 15 years, more. And anybody who wants to, for example, someone said, is your hair really that much better? I sent her a video from a year ago, and I sent her the last one we did, Marcy, from a month ago. And I said, you be the judge. There's no fooling around. It's a video. There's no chance to do any retouching. So it's totally a miracle. And be sure you ask the friend who told you about this Zoom, the friend who told you about Lifewave. When you get off the Zoom with us today, please contact them and let them tell you how you can get these patches if you don't already have them. They will change your life forever. And if you're already in the Lifewave business, what is one of the most incredible benefits of these patches? You put it on for 12 hours and then you take it off and throw it away. So what is required? Reordering. The only way you can have a truly successful business if you sell a product that needs to be reordered. Because if I sell you a car, what is it going to be 8 years from now that I get to sell you another car? In which case you're going to have 9 million other car sellers, car dealers who want to deal with you? No, this is wonderful because 12 hours on, throw it away, 12 hours off, and then start again tomorrow. So Peter, tell us about cycling, please.
So cycling is pretty much now my favorite word. So through our business model, our concept, the word cycle means team residual. Well, you start really learning how to develop teams. And over here in Lifewave, we just require 2 teams here to cycle. So when you start learning cycle, meaning that your teams are bringing in packages or people that equates to points, then that will equate to cash or money. So here at different ranks, as you move up your ranks because your team is growing and you're building your business, right? You can open up more doors to earn more cycling money on a weekly basis. So for example, our first rank here is our favorite rank is called a manager. To become a manager is very simple by just enrolling 4 new partners into your business, right? And once you do that, you already have a team going. Now, when your team starts bringing in people through here, you will start earning more money and you can max out at $1,500 a week on a cycle bonus. Now, I call this residuals because this is what you have to learn to build, right? And every week when your team is duplicating you, your reward is that you're going to cycle. And when you cycle, as you move up the ranks, your cycling door opens and more and more. Now, the last part of this is called a senior presidential director. You can earn up to $25,000 a week as a senior presidential director. That is, times that by 4, that's $100,000 a month. Times that by 12, that is a $1.2 million residual by just achieving or graduating here in Lifewave, right, as the highest level. Now, for Marcy and I and Onyx, we reached that, and Dr. Rhonda, we reached that rank at within 4 to 5 months between us 4. So now, but are we making the 25,000 a week yet? No. But guess what? Our business now, because we are at that rank, because we have people that have reached their ranks to push up to our ranks. So again, it always goes back to what? Leveraging people. If you find people or good business partners that see what you see, committed to what you're committed, work ethic to your work ethic, and believe in what you believe, that's just not even this business, it's in any business, right? If we want to build a partnership, we have to be on the same page like a marriage. But in our business, if you find just 2 partners, start out with 2 partners on the same page, you can be well on your way to earn this kind of residual income, as our team has proven that over and over and over again because of our system that we have created now. So I hope everybody gets a chance to really absorb this information, because when we saw this and when I saw what the potential is in this industry, and I think many of us here that are entrepreneurs, you don't want a ceiling. You don't want to ever be capped, right? You want to be able to earn as much as you want to earn because of the business model. So that is why we love this direct sales industry. And I'll go back to when I owned my salons, I had a cap. You can only grow as big as how big your salon is or how many employees you have. In a real estate transaction, you can only charge as much on rent as your real estate is, right? So you are capped too. But look how much money you have to put out. So over here, we were talking about what is our investment here. It is literally just your product that you're consuming for yourself. That is your opening door to this investment. Buy your products. And then when you can, again, learn our business model and teach this, duplicate it, then start earning the residuals. What if it took you 2, 3, 4 years, Susan, to get to the senior presidential level? How much time have you, right? How much time have you just saved? You saved 40 years of your retirement. And, you know, maybe many of us are not going to reach that rank, but guess what? Many of us can reach a manager. Extra $1,500 a week can change everyone's life in the world, okay? In the world. Now, in California, it might be a little bit expensive to make $1,500 a week, but guess what? In the Midwest or in the East Coast, that will pay for a nice house, right? So it just depends where you are, but at the end of the day, learn the industry, learn this model, because once you get it, you will never go back and to the old model again, or you would do whatever it takes to break through and succeed here, because you only need to do it one time in your life to break through this with the right support and the right teams here. And many of us are doing it every single day already.
Thank you. That is just so remarkable and so, of course, true. And, you know, you have somebody in your downline named Bob who said something on one of your events. He said something quite brilliant. He said a lot of people overestimate how well they're going to do in the first year, but then it turns out they underestimate how well they're going to do 5 years from now. And a lot of that has to do with consistent action, consistent focus, and a willingness and commitment to learn. And as I keep seeing for myself, you know, and as I said, I've been in business for 40 years. I've been selling for 40 years. I've been training salespeople for 40 years. I was in direct marketing in the 90s, and I was the #1 distributor with my former husband in the company. So I know all this, but Lifewave is better. It is better for about 25 different reasons. Maybe we'll do another show about that, but you've highlighted a number of them today. And Peter, I would love you to talk about this special push you have now for the next couple of months about becoming a senior presidential director.
Awesome. Actually, I would like to piggyback one more thing on the last topic. I want everyone to imagine this. When you go to work and you put in 40 hours a week, right, to earn $1,000 a week, right? Now, I want to take people into this industry. If you're working 20 hours a week to earn $1,000 a month, okay? So I'll just say that. What if it took you 3 months to get to that rank, right? 1,000 a month, working 20 hours a week, which is 80 hours a month, correct? Times it by 4. Now, what if a year later, you're earning 10,000 a month, but you're still working the same 20 hours a week? What if 5 years later, you're earning 100,000 a month, but you're still working the same 20 hours a week? That is the magic, and that is what the phrase that Bob was saying. You're going to work the same amount, but your income, because many people have not been in this industry, and many people don't stay in this industry long enough. But if you keep on putting your time and effort into it, and you can earn more by working the same amount of hours, that is the magic of this business and this industry. So I just wanted to add that on to that topic. Now, in the next 90 days, what Marcy, Onyx, Dr. Rhonda, and I have wanted to push, because April, May, and June is literally the best times in the direct sales industry. Why is that, right? Because you're getting over the New Year's from January and February, and now springtime is coming, and people are getting ready to go out. People have that spurge of energy. They're getting ready to build something because they want to have a good summer, or they want to get their spring ahead of the year. So springtime is usually the best time for our industry. So we created a 90-day push to reach a level here called a senior director. Now, what we're doing is, the reason why we're doing is because number one, we want to motivate and jumpstart our teams to prepare for summertime, number one. But number two, because we're growing at such a pace, we want to reward our partners for growing with us. And number three, we want to create a push where even if you don't reach that rank, right, in 90 days, what will happen is that you created a behavior of doing, building, leveraging, and duplicating on a daily basis. And that behavior will reward you, whether it's 90 days from now, 180 days from now, right? 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, or 12 months from now. And obviously, it's the perfect timing that we're doing this today, because we're also getting ready, because maybe in the next 3 to 6 months, the whole country is going to open up, and we're getting ready to have some huge parties. So we want to make sure we recognize everyone, reward everyone, and as you can see here, Susan, we all have a lot of fun. So we just want to create just behaviors that can help the team, whether you're brand new in the business. And once everybody, and we're seeing a lot of results, people are excited about this program. Can you imagine what if 20, 30 people in your teams are pushing for this promotion? What do you think it's going to do for the upper partners that are already in the business? It's going to move everyone up to the next level, and to their next level, and to their next level. So we're excited about the next 90 days. I'm excited for the springtime and summertime. And, since in the last years since the lockdown, we have built this true, beautiful online business, strictly online. But I cannot wait to really get out there and just start meeting people face to face, because this is truly really a people business. But now because of technology and this beautiful Zoom and webinars that we can use now, it's just bringing everyone together, but we all still want the human touch, which is what this business is. So very excited for the next 90 days.
Thank you. I so appreciate, and I didn't know about spring. So that is a real inspiration, I'm sure, to all of us. And maybe Marcy, you'd like to add something.
You know,
about,
I just want to say that, you know, Peter and I have been in the network marketing industry for over 10 years now. And we've been with a few different companies to really understand products, systems, communities. And we said, if we ever found the right technology, that we would create a system behind that technology. But more importantly, we wanted a heart-centered community from top down, because most of the communities we've been with, that's why we left most of the time, is because the community wasn't of beauty. And so it was really important to both of us. And I would say that I'm really proud of the business that has been created in the last year and a half, and the people we've helped, and our community is just, it's so loving. And like when Peter says that he's going to go out and be with everyone in the next 3 months, I'm kind of jealous, because I'm like, oh, you get to go meet everybody, you know? And so that's something, and that's a big part of this business and this community. So thank you for asking.
You know, one of the greatest blessings in my life, Marcy, has been meeting you separately from the miracle of Lifewave completely transforming my body and my brain from top to bottom. So I will never be able to thank you enough. And I will never be able to thank Carol Lazar enough for telling me about the products. And I always say to people, I know you may feel, you know, self-conscious about telling your friends and your family, and I'm happy to do it for you. Just get me on the phone with them. Or just know that my friend Carol, who told me about Lifewave, changed my life forever. And there are many, many people who I have introduced to Lifewave who tell me the exact same thing. So when we think about making a difference like that, it changes what we're willing to do and what we feel comfortable doing.
That's so true.
Beautiful.
That's truth.
And we're going to meet in person in the next couple of months. Wow.
That's going to be fun.
We can all do that. Incredible. Yes. So thank you, everyone, so much for being with us today. I so appreciate it. And as many of you know, all of our Zoom shows are uploaded to my YouTube channel in about 7 days. The YouTube channel is youtube.com/Susan Allen 2001. My last name is ALLAN. And if you subscribe, then you'll get an email to know when it's uploaded, and you'll get an email to know when the one that Marcy and I did on the 331 program is updated a few days before or a few days after. We're not sure. And we do them every single month, the second Thursday of the month, 1 o'clock Pacific time, 4 o'clock Eastern time, and throughout the world, thanks to Zoom. So thank you, Peter. It's just extraordinary to have you. I can't wait to have you again. We'll talk in a few days and figure out the next time. In the next couple of months, you must come back. And Marcy, as always, I am eternally grateful. And it's such a joy to be with you once a month. So
I love it too.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Susan. It's been a pleasure, and look forward to doing this again very soon with you. Bye, everybody.
Bye.